Hey. Hey, man, listen. To the end of America, y'all. Cheers.
It's over. Hey, I got my tickets to Guam.
That's where you Guam?
I'm going Guam.
He's Guam over there, y'all.
Over there,
Savage AF. Forget your feelings, facts matter, guys. That's almost our motto.
Yeah.
We usually curse, but we're going to wait a few minutes. The algorithm says don't curse too early. And plus, people is sensitive.
And plus, if we do curse too early, they're already going to try to deport us. They're already going to deport us.
Yeah, they took my passport.
They called me on him and said they give me money if I would tell them where Pedro is. And I said, no, I won't.
Well, that's because I've actually officially changed my name from Pedro Hernandez. I am now Peter Henderson.
That's Peter.
My middle name is now Mitchell.
And even though people think I look like I'm Mexican, Samoan, whatever I am now Dan Dale.
just a couple of average.
You know what?
Not Negroes.
And what we're going to talk about today is how to keep the race pure.
Yeah. Savage AF, man. Forget your feelings. Facts matter. Man. We are your host. I am Black Pedro.
I am Shang. And let me let you know something. Thank you guys for checking us out. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you don't subscribe to the channel, your feet stink and you don't love your baby Jesus.
That's toe fungus.
Yeah. So
dermatophyte.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. But that's not all. Let them know.
So yeah, youtube.com/c/SavageAF World. That is the URL that will get you to our channel. When you get there, make sure you subscribe, click the bell, get notified, and then you will be solidified. Yeah.
And why you have to make it a black exploitation?
When it rhymes,
solidified and fried to the side and died.
You either got to turn it into a poetry slam or an 80s hip hop. Raw.
Yeah, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And when you do subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. If you don't do that, I hope that you wipe your butt and it bleeds.
That's probably sandpaper and not toilet paper.
That's what I'm
be careful
I'm
out there, kids.
Anybody that don't subscribe to our channel, I wish bad shit on you.
That's it. Yeah, no, that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know. Also, there are many platforms that we participate on.
Yes.
Make sure that you follow us on the Instagram.
Yes.
It's a new thing. The kids love it. The kids are starting to catch on to it.
That and the tickety talk.
I don't want to say I started it, but on Instagram at Black Pedro,
at Comedian Shang. Also, I'm on TikTok at Comedian Shang, and on Threads. It's at Comedian Shang and
at Black Pedro.
So make sure you check it out. Same shit.
Different game.
Yeah. So make sure you do that. And when we post this on Instagram, please share.
Yeah.
Because that sharing is caring, and it is.
I like to say that this show, we're like heroin. If you do too much and you don't pass that shit on and share, you'll die. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Right?
The show's starting off dark. All right.
Okay.
And I feel like
I wore a pink shirt to try and keep it happy and light.
It's us fighting 100 gorillas.
Why would you do that? Hey, by the way, man, shout out to Petty Cash Studios.
Yes.
We got Big Alex in the building filling in for us on the ones and twos.
When our Burger King motif, it makes you hungry, don't it? Every time you watch it.
No, I always feel like this is a intergalactic cafe at the end of a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like the Guardians of the Galaxy, like Groot should be right here and knock over my drink. And I'll be like, damn it, Groot.
Star-Lord who? That's who I feel like. But no, we've been up. We haven't been here for a minute, but a few things have happened. Not a lot.
Yeah, that's the problem with today's show.
Pretty boring.
Yeah, not a lot has happened
here in Los Angeles. So. Not a lot going on.
We'll try and manufacture some entertainment for you guys. Speaking of following us, we appreciate y'all out there. I see you on YouTube, Lady Hazel May, Treehead, which, by the way, is not some sort of arbor porn or whatever, right?
I thought, is that a weed reference?
I think it's a weed. I think she smoked some of it.
It's a weed
and
reference.
she was prescient. She saw the future and she escaped.
Yeah, it's a weed.
And I can't currently. I will not give up her location. Stay safe out there, Treehead. Cheers to you.
But thank you guys for watching us live. Also, make sure that you share. I have to make sure I emphasize that because I found out that's how the algorithm gets us paid. And if we don't get paid, guess what? Guess what happens?
Everybody gets robbed.
Yeah.
Treehead says it's a hair reference.
Oh,
Treehead?
Yeah. Like Treehead, if you have a certain type of dreads, they call you a Treehead.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah, Treehead.
I'm highly disappointed in you, Treehead. I thought he was about to get high.
They say you're a brush. Brush means
like the tree, the branches out your skull. All right. Well,
just a little bit of tidbits for y'all, but since the world's ending, we already know that.
What you
and America's democracy.
The fun's just starting, guys.
Yeah, democracy has pretty much been. They've wiped their ass with democracy and the law.
Well,
and let's see what else they wipe it with. Oh yeah, they're bringing back racist ass fucking names for Confederate names.
Shane, come on. Bringing it back, it never went away.
They're bringing that back, and they're getting rid of anything with the word gay in it.
Marvin, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mercy me. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter.
It's past the 5-minute mark.
Let's go, man.
Everybody don't like us.
We grown ass men, motherfucker.
Yeah, see that? He made it real black. He made it like black.
I'm drinking tequila, which is the Doge of alcohol. All right. It's cheap and efficient.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to do this. This is how he got a little. This is hopefully someday one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
All right.
If he doesn't get deported.
Yeah. If you don't get kicked out.
If Jose doesn't get deported.
But you know what? I wanted to say, we're gonna jump into the show, but LA people, everybody keep hitting me up thinking LA.
Oh no, that's one of the. We're gonna talk about it. That's one of the topics.
Oh yeah.
No, we got this.
Okay, so
we gonna get there. We got a whole slew.
For all my family hit me up. I'm fine.
Yeah,
everything's okay.
We're gonna get there, guys. Don't worry. Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. Black Pedro, Shang in the building.
Shang
on Instagram at Black Pedro, comedian Shang.
The beige bomber.
All right,
you ladies call me.
We're gonna get into this.
Daddy Smack Ass, which is my other name.
They call him Khaki Daddy.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know that.
All right, y'all. So Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. Let's get into it today. You know how we do this, man. We don't give you a rundown of the show. I'm gonna give you the run up because we will run up on your ass. So we're gonna start from the bottom. Now we're here. We're gonna end today's show with a Shangri.
I will let you know my Shangri.
See, that's why you got to stick around. He don't even know.
I know what it is. No, I'm gonna do this song again. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I'm not fine.
Was that REM? Who was that?
I don't know. I was anybody in the feed.
That is REM?
REM.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
we too black to be knowing white songs.
I know the song, but I don't really rock with it. But I think right now my Shangri is pretty much
it's the end of the world as we know it.
It's a rap.
Well, let's go.
And they keep winning, and the Democrats with their pussy ass keep not stepping up.
All right, well,
and it's making me mad at the Dems.
That'll be your Shangri.
Yes.
Before we get into that, speaking of the end of the world as we know it, Black Pedro popping today. What the fucker Carlson is going on? Like, what just happened, y'all? We'll talk about it.
Such a bitch.
We'll talk about it.
When
though,
he laughs, he laughs like he got a finger stuck in his ass when he was a child.
He probably has one in his ass now.
No, I mean, really, I think he's been molested.
But what I'm going to talk about is that there's a motherfucker even worse than him.
We just my God, yeah.
But here we go. Before we get into that, and this is some heavy shit, but we are an assassin nation. And that is a reference to the events in Minnesota recently.
Right.
Before we get into that, you were speaking about Los Angeles, but this is kind of a question. No kinks in LA?
Wow.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But big events this past weekend. But speaking of big events, I know you're talking about the end of the world as we know it.
It's the end of the world.
And it could possibly be that we are at war by the time I finish this sentence.
Or the Or,
all right, I think we're okay right now.
As we go outside after the show,
there might not be an outside.
Yeah.
Because shit is real.
Did Guys, you see that coming? Did you see that coming?
See what I did? But the shit is real, y'all. Israel and Iran are at war right now. Just lobbing missiles at each other like it's a fucking the French Open or whatever. As of a couple days ago, Israel launched an attack, which they claim to be preemptive versus an imminent threat from Iran, who apparently is weeks away from developing nuclear weapons.
Not true.
Well, just like they were 15 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. The bottom line
8 years ago.
That Israel wanted a war with Iran forever. It's been something that Bibi Netanyahu,
Benjamin Netanyahu,
his name, Bibi Dababa.
He's prime minister of.
Yes.
By the way, he's been the longest seated prime minister.
Oh no, he's a psycho. He's a psycho. He's always said that he wanted a genocide pertaining to the Palestinians. He wanted that forever. It's not like something new. And he wanted to go. He wanted to get rid of them, and he wants America to jump in to the fight. Like, and that's what's going to happen.
So he's explicit about his lack of desire for a two-state solution.
Right.
If anybody has been living under a rock or has fried bologna in between their ears and doesn't think, for those who don't know, Israel, Palestine, it's been a thing since about 1947.
I think since forever.
Yeah. And so, you know, that has been going on. But in addition to the conflicts in Gaza and some in the West Bank, this new conflict between, well, not new, but a rehashing of a conflict.
Yeah, I was
between Israel and Iran has sparked up. I think there is a general global consensus forming in a majority sense that Israel is starting shit.
Well,
you know, there's this thing of like imminent threat,
right?
And the thing is, Iran does not actually have nuclear weapons. They have enriched uranium, which, like we do, can be used for nuclear power.
Wait a minute.
As an energy source to power cities and you know, your country.
No.
It has not been weaponized. Tulsi Gabbard, who looks like a failed rogue from X-Men right now. She got the white streak in her hair.
But this
and if she touches you, she will drain your power.
She's a liar. She's a fucking snake. But I do her like I would like if any like I, you know, I mean, Bobert, she could get this cock
right in her butt.
I'd put a paper bag over my dick and just punch right through. She could get it. Both of them are they're cute. Both of them are cute. They're evil horror witches, and I bet you their pussies are haunted, but I still would hit it.
It's like on G.I. Joe, like Baroness, I still would have fucked. You know what I mean? Like she was obviously Cobra, but
yeah, Cobra or not.
In those genes.
Maybe we'll have all the evil people that are fuckable.
But here's the point, right? We have this situation where like Tulsi Gabbard, even though she lacks it, is in charge of intelligence.
Wow.
And
I don't believe you even said that in the same sentence.
Hey, listen, bro.
Bad bitch.
And she is telling us publicly that Iran does not have weaponized uranium.
Right.
They do not have nuclear weapons. And just, I think yesterday, Trumpty Dumpty was like, I don't care what she says. It's like, well, nigga, why you got advisors then?
He don't care what none of them say.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Other than Hegseth, that's the only person he kind of cares because he looks like he would know what he's talking about. He has a look like he knows that's all he cares about is images, surface. But the bottom line is, even though she said that, even though 10 other generals, 10 said that's not the case, they want to go to war and they're going to go to war. And that's going to make MAGA like turn on him, I think, because MAGA's like, we'll fuck with all the racism and, you know, you could drag babies out of people's arms. We're fine with that. We're not cool with war.
Well, and here's why. Because moves like this, they do. Iran has already said we're never going to back down. We're never going to surrender.
Oh, they already blew up. They already came back. They were like slap, 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 slap.
And even though Israel has the Iron Dome, what I found out is that Iran is actually, what they do is they lob up their old missiles, like the 20-year-old missiles, the outdated ones, just to attract the Iron Dome shit. And then they send in the real bitches. And that's how they're killing targets. Apparently, the port of Haifa is devastated and destroyed. Airfields in Israel are destroyed. That's why they got to fly out of like British bases in the area, Cyprus. But it does jeopardize troop safety, American troops in that region specifically,
but
right?
They don't care about American troops.
Well, I mean, I think that is when you talk about MAGA turning, though, that is what it is.
That's part of it.
That's part of it.
Oh, no. MAGA just is all about the imagery of it. That's just like that fake ass, bitch ass parade of his with the tanks.
Like, y'all couldn't afford WD-40.
You didn't oil the fucking track.
And we're going to get into that
I'm just saying that I think that right now, Trump said no war, and 10-1, I think they're going to somehow we're going to get entangled in this shit.
So
we're going to be part of that fucking war.
No, here's the thing, and I realize it in this situation.
You don't think so?
Well, no, here's how slick Trumpty Dumpty is.
Slick?
Well, and I mean slicker than the diarrhea that's in his diaper right now, right? Like he's a slickster, right? He's a grifter. And what he actually told us was that he wasn't going to get us into these forever wars. And here's the thing. A nuclear war can't last forever. Got your ass, bitches. Yeah. When everybody is a skeleton, then there's no more war.
Yeah, when everybody
nuclear wars end really quickly.
Yeah. But like, how's it gonna be? You glowing? I'm glowing. We both glowing.
Listen, we are the only nation that has ever used nuclear bombs. Right,
but
we dropped a hydrogen bomb and an atomic bomb
for now.
But I'm saying,
I'm telling you what I think.
Japan tapped out quick.
Yeah,
shit ends when you get into. So, in a sense, Trumpty Dumpty didn't lie to us. He said no more forever wars, just also no more life.
But so they're not. The MAGA's not going to be able to differentiate that because MAGA's fucking frighteningly stupid.
No.
And I'll look in the camera and say that you're stupid. Your family's stupid. No. The whole kids are stupid. Your whole circle's stupid.
It's interesting though because this is factionalizing and causing a fracture in that MAGA movement where it'll be part of our next topic. But really, this is not what a lot of people, even them, like you said. They love the racism. They love it.
I love it. I bathe in it.
They want to own liberals. All that. They have no problem with that. But going to war again.
You think so?
Because listen, what the army is not knocking door to door in Bel Air, California. They're not in Beverly Hills like, hey, why go work for a hedge fund when you can be in the army? No, they go to the backwoods of Alabama and Mississippi and Georgia, and they find the least amount of teeth, and they're like, we can give you universal health care to help you could bite an apple again and travel the world. Yeah. And so they pull out the poorest people from either red state and blue states. And I think through Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, where I went twice to entertain troops, you see poor white people out there fighting. And when I talked to those troops back then, 20 years ago, all of them, I'm sorry, I won't say that, but many of them expressed sort of dystopian ideologies about their presence there. I had one Marine identify himself as a mercenary, which are never the good guys, right? Yeah. So, or at least you won't feel like a good guy. So I think there is a great portion of our society and that MAGA sect that understands that these international wars that we keep losing. I heard somebody say America hasn't won a war in like 60 years or something like that. Or 80. I think it's 80 since the 40s, since World War II.
They're the Cleveland Browns. They're the Cleveland Browns.
We are the Cleveland Browns.
And I'm going to throw a dig at him. They're the Detroit Pistons.
First of all, we went to the playoffs. Second of all, Jalen Brunson a bitch.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Karl Anthony Towns, his initials are cat.
By the way,
no Knicks, dude wants to be a cat.
The Knicks made
a dog.
The Knicks made it further into the playoffs. I'm just put that out there. But the point is, that was just a dig. I'm sorry, that was wrong. Hey, I apologize. I'm out of line.
You see how
the reason I think war starts. I think you see how war. You see how it starts. This is where it starts.
Words.
So you gonna just diss the Pistons? Huh? Okay. Where everybody got to die.
I didn't even have that on the list.
But the thing is, the reason I disagree with you, I think these backward hillbillies have been waiting. I've been waiting to fucking go out there and kill me some brown people. I've been waiting, buddy boy, and this is my time. They've been waiting for it. They're back in the woods training. They're giving their little babies little tiny Uzis.
But that's what they want. Civil war.
They want civil.
They don't want to go into a nuclear war with Iran. By the way, I see you out there, Wendy. I see you, Gina Emerson. If you're out there listening, share it. Tell your friends. YouTube.com/C/SavageAFWorld. Tune in to us live because we have a whole live thing that goes on. People in the comment section, they share recipes. They threaten each other. They plan hangouts. Sometimes they're not even paying attention to us.
They're called me a
hey
whore.
Girl, I saw you the other day.
One of them called me a whore. And that's not nice.
Well, it's also accurate.
And by the way, your mother's a whore.
Hey,
listen,
I
just think that they're not a nuclear war, but I mean troops on the ground. I think that there are some rednecks that have been wanting this, been like training for this, and they're waiting for this.
No, rednecks are not trained for this.
Okay. Yes, they are. I mean the rednecks that are out there training and shooting at trees, and
they want civil war. They're nobody wants this because listen,
I want civil war.
Here's the thing: this shit is the dots are too connected, right? So Iran does not have nuclear weapons.
That's why there won't be a nuclear war.
But they have a security agreement with Ruskaya, Russia, bro. They have a deal with Russia, like you got my back, I got yours. And guess what Russia got? Them things.
They got them
nigga.
things.
That was the whole 80s. Nigga, my childhood in the 80s. What I tell you earlier, Alex, I started kindergarten in 1982. Okay? And most of that time was spent running drills, hiding under desks and watching apocalyptic movies where people turned into pigs. Because of nuclear fallout.
Hey, if something happens, get under your desk because the desks are made of a special alloy where you won't die.
And the desks were made out of asbestos. Yes, so we were so fucked back.
But no,
then.
I still think that even though they got Russia don't want a nuclear war because the reason they haven't done that with Ukraine, the reason they haven't blown Ukraine off the fucking map with nuclear bombs is because nuclear winters, it blows back on you.
Right, in your country.
In your country.
But we didn't get none of that Japan win back in World War II. Okay, like
that's true.
They will lob that shit.
The only person that made it out was Wolverine. That was it. Everybody else.
Oh no, and what's his brother's name? Fucking Sabretooth.
Yeah, that was the only two that made. Everybody else,
they got out.
They did get out. But I'm saying I do think that America, he's going to use that as a ploy to say, look at me, I'm the tough president. We're going to war. I'm helping out the Israel and the Jews love me. And also, even though he makes fun of Jewish people and his people are anti-Semitic, but yet
I saw a clip of him. He was like, hey, my daughter's Jewish. It wasn't in the plan, but my son-in-law, and I was like, wasn't in the plan.
Yeah.
Like who plans and then I'll have a Jewish daughter. Like that's not a plan.
He's definitely dark angel.
But I do think also there's part of the, and you know, Trumpty Dumpty is the smoke and mirrors king, right? So
he's the jazz hands of
and they always say this when presidents are doing bad, start a war. How'd it work for you? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's gonna work.
Poll numbers are down. Immigration is not the immigration policy are not popular, and
the economy's not what he thought it would be.
The eggs are still egging,
yeah,
and you know it's not working out. All of your cabinet is dumb as shit.
Yeah, all of them. Wow.
What's
the dude that with the voice like that? RDKF. Artie.
I need something more than that.
Yeah, he's over health, and he's over.
Oh, you're talking about JFK? RFK.
RFK. That's where I said RDK.
I call him the Helen Keller of the cabinet. He's
put out
like, I would like to talk to you about vaccine.
And right now, every single one of them got destroyed in every hearing, and they're still there.
He's like, polio. The reason
he's going to go.
It tasted
vaccines
great.
Don't work.
Fucking asshole.
But guess what? They're still winning. They're still taking pictures of black people off of the fucking websites. They're still making women's like women. Shut up. Put your pussy in a box. Shut your mouth. Shut up, you stupid broads. That's how they talk. That's how they're thinking. And you don't think that these rednecks and these MAGA motherfuckers is going to be like, war? Yeah, I've been waiting for it. You see a little dribble come out their mouth. I think that they've been waiting for this.
Yeah,
I disagree.
So that being said, we're gonna move to the next topic because, like we said, there's a lot going on. But there's only so much we can speculate about it. But Trumpty Dumpty is doing nothing to. He has not denied the possibility of war. He's back, been like, we know where the Iran leader is. He's easy to touch. We could kill him if we want to.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Oh no, he said maybe I will, maybe I won't. He's acting like a fucking petulant child. I don't understand what about him makes people go, that's my guy. That's my guy. I mean, listen to him. He's so smart.
I mean, it's because they're dumber, and that's
why privilege is a motherfucker,
and that's why they want to get rid of the Department of Education.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and getting into our next topic, the reason why people follow him like that is because I think there is this desire among some of them. They want that strong man. Some of them, I think, do want a king.
You think so?
And this wannabe king, who I'm just realizing is also a Gemini like me, just had his birthday.
I can't believe you even did a correlation with. He's a Gemini like me.
But we
not both like Geminis.
We both, and I didn't realize.
You know what? Me and Genghis Khan, we both Libras.
Me and Jeffrey Dahmer.
Come on, man.
Went to the same middle school.
His birthday 2 days from mine, man.
No, but
why would you use that?
Because it hit me the other day on Saturday, June 14th, this past Saturday, when Trumpty Dumpty on his birthday.
I know, man.
Which coincided with the 250th birthday of the United States Army, held a Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin style army parade. 7 people were there.
No,
I don't think Melania.
I posted something about it, and I've gotten people threatening me in my inbox. And I keep telling y'all, I'm easy to find, motherfuckers. I don't know why y'all think it's gonna be something.
We at Petty Cash Studios right now.
Yeah,
Hollywood, California.
Yeah, find us. We ain't no
easy. The door code is no.
I ain't no easy win, motherfucker. So don't give them the door code, and all of a sudden we get up here.
Y'all not getting the door code.
No, you ain't getting the door code
for a reason.
But no, I see what you're saying, but this is the real numbers. They said that there was 200,000 people there. This is estimated. It was estimated that there was 8,500 people there, it was all squeaky tanks and just
they couldn't afford WD-40 fucking tanks.
He fell asleep twice.
I think he cried.
He fell asleep twice.
He's like, it's my parade, and I can cry for my shit.
And he shit on himself because you can see the people behind him, his face change. No, for real. I'm not joking. Look at the footage, and because he shits on himself a lot when he's out. And he has loose bowels. I mean, it's just, hey, I don't know why you would want a president with loose bowels. That's just not
loose hips.
I want a president with tight bowels, where his bowels, where he don't shit on himself a lot.
Yeah. And you want firm, constituted turds out of your president.
They call him Splash.
Splash Gordon.
But
okay.
No, I think that that's part of the thing that's fueling him with this. Well, I'm not going to back off of the war. I'm not going to do this. You're not going to tell me what to do, because his birthday party, what he wanted to be grand. The soldiers weren't walking in order. They were just like skipping, and walking like, yeah, fuck it, I won't be here.
So my girlfriend's brother-in-law is Army vet.
Oh, okay.
And he was telling me that they cut out the funding for the I forget the exact term he used, but for the drill part of what they do. So they don't even practice that shit anymore. And yeah, you want them to go out there and step in time, and that shit doesn't happen. Damani Jones, I see you out there.
What's
Thank you
up?
for joining
a lot of people
in.
Jumping into the feed.
All right. So I don't know if you guys were under another rock or whatever, but again, it was June 14th, this past Saturday, was Trumpty Dumpty's birthday, the 250th birthday of the Army, but also nationwide, a massive organization of what was called the No Kings
Day.
No Kings Day. Massive protests all around the country. We here in Los Angeles have somehow, well, not just somehow, but have definitely become ground zero.
Oh, yeah.
Where in the past week or so, 2 weeks, 3, the federal government has overstepped their bounds.
Illegally.
Against the will and without the consultation of the governor of California
and the mayor.
Yes. Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom.
Gavin, I wouldn't let him next to my girl when I'm not around Newsom.
Don't leave your girl around me.
Because I'm telling you, Newsom, like he looked like he could pull.
But there were these massive No Kings protests.
Well, you know the number. The number, they just had the estimated number. That's why I knew the number for was 8,500 people for Trump's bitch ass birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 12.1 million people that were like, fuck this dude. And every city, Iowa had 500,000 people.
And they only have 13 people in the state.
So that means people came in. No, Philadelphia, Chicago, New York, of course.
I mean,
LA.
Downtown LA alone had like 30,000 or so.
Just people everywhere.
And there were protests all over the city. And by the way, in LA, the title No Kings is kind of ironic because that's the name of the hockey team. And I know they didn't have the greatest season, so they must have felt like shit. Like, what did we do? But it wasn't about y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were talking about
it was about a demonstration against authoritarianism.
Yes.
And like I said, this parade he put together looked like some bullshit ass.
It looked like what they do in
dictator
in Korea,
in Tiananmen Square type shit. Or in China.
But those motherfuckers, they be in order though. Like when they walk it,
they do kind of step hard.
They step hard. But I mean, as stepping goes, they step hard.
But within this whole context, we are getting, I think, into a space of like California versus America, where
that's been the case.
I know, but it's really because, like I said, we have become ground zero, especially over immigration laws. Most of you know I do work at a high-end restaurant in Beverly Hills, and we just got a new GM in. He's from Switzerland, so he's supposed to be neutral, but he got to pick a side at this point.
Yeah.
And he's had to make announcements to us like, if ICE comes in, everybody remain calm. We have protocols in place.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just a weird conversation to have.
But if he's from Switzerland, they're not deporting a whole bunch of white folks.
He's good, but
it.
But no, I'm not saying he wasn't worried about that. I'm just saying he's talking to our primarily immigrant staff.
I know.
Who, by the way, on Saturday, 12 people called out from our kitchen. We couldn't serve pasta on Saturday. I wasn't even working, but I came in on Monday and they was like, yo, shit was fucked.
I'm telling you right now,
people are scared in LA.
All you people out there, listen up. They're not deporting tons and tons of white folks. There's 700,000 fucking people that stayed past their visas that happen to be European, and they're not fucking deporting them. They're not running up on the fucking gangs like they said. Like those Russian gangs have been down in Huntington Beach, and ain't nobody saying shit to the Russian gangs other than Denzel Washington.
I haven't heard anything about
that. Doesn't give a fuck. Okay, but no. Other than that, no. There's Russian gangs that are not legal. They're not supposed to be here. Not one of them have been deported. Not one of them been arrested. And they're doing all kind of sex trafficking and drugs and murder. Not one Russian gang member has been. But Nana, who was cooking in the kitchen.
Nona?
Yeah, why, Mr. Trump, I love you. I voted for you. Why you do this to me?
Get in the van.
Yeah, they're doing that they're grabbing kids. But kids.
Oh yeah, no.
That's the wild part.
And we've spoken on the atrocities of this deportation.
Yeah.
But in regards to, because the reason LA has become this battleground is over this influx of National Guards and guardsmen and women and Marines into the city
2,000
against the will, without the request of, again, the governor or the mayor. And that's when the authoritarian aspect comes in. That's why the No Kings protest popped up.
Off. Yeah, popped off.
But that being said, the National Guard and the Marines were sent in by Trump under the auspice that there was this lawlessness going on.
Yeah.
The governor and the mayor have not requested this because, write this down, kids, not a fucking thing is going on in LA.
It was 2 blocks.
It was the people. It was like a mile square radius downtown that they were blocking off and protecting the federal building and detention center.
It was bullshit.
But the protests have primarily been peaceful. If you saw a Waymo vehicle on fire, fine. And if you go to my Instagram at Black Page, or one of my last posts was my first ride in a Waymo, in which I cussed at a steering wheel for 22 minutes while it drove past my location, then looped back around and wasted a whole bunch of time and made me work
and he
late for work.
He told Pedro the way moment when 1 minute.
But we both live in a very central part of Los Angeles.
Right in the middle.
I'm telling you, not a fucking thing was going. Nothing's on fire.
But according to Fox News, which is fake news. You talking about fake news? Yeah, Fox News. There were dragons eating people.
Westeros was burning.
There was orcs that came out the ground and were just raping people left and right. They were just grabbing people. It was all bullshit. It was all bullshit.
Don't believe that.
They were making LA look like this hellscape. Like it was this hellscape of like, oh, they're coming after us. It was all bullshit. But guess what? People in Arkansas were like, man, I told you those LA people's freaks. They're out there doing something to the babies. I mean, you know, they think that that's true.
It is. But all that being said, we got to keep it pushing. But No Kings was a much more successful movement than
12.1 million people
than the People's Republic of Trumpty Dumpty. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But he was so mad about that. He was so mad. Somebody asked him about it. And he said, "You're just a nasty girl. A nasty, nasty girl."
All right, Janet Jackson, calm down.
He called her. He called her a nasty girl. You know, I don't even know why you're even a reporter. Because I'm asking you shit that's going on. Anybody that is fuck you and fuck the people that still follow this dude after the shit he's been doing.
And so that leads us into the hypocrisy of the left versus right, because he might call people nasty and mean, but the whole time it's really him, and his rhetoric pushes us towards becoming more and more of an assassin nation.
Yes. And
this leads us to the great state of 10,000 lakes, Minnesota.
Yeah, you got a wild state you from, bro.
I'm from Minnesota.
Oh, no, I thought it was Michigan.
Calm your ass down.
Well, Michigan, y'all did want to cut off.
Diss my Pistons and then try and make me a fucking...
Hold up.
First of all, the Lakers are from Minnesota, L.A.
No.
Because ain't a goddamn lake in this bitch.
Michigan did want to decapitate Gretchen, Big Gretch. They did.
Wait, first of all, when you say Michigan, we talking about the University of Go Blue, and them. We all about Big Gretch.
Okay.
Yeah. There were a few loose crackers that fell out the pack.
Yeah, y'all got a lot of militias up there.
And speaking of loose crackers, and you know I don't like to glorify these dudes' names, but a dude, Shang, and I'll give you 1.5 guesses upon the race of this man's name. What do you think? A man who, let me give you all the details. A man who had a fake police car, fake police uniform.
Right. A list.
Obviously saw a manifesto, a list of names. Obviously saw Mission Impossible too many times because he wore a latex mask like on Simone. It's Tom Cruise the whole time. He was an evangelist. What do you think his racial qualities may have been?
Jamaican?
Jamaican me crazy.
No.
Okay,
that's not it?
All right. That's a nationality.
Nigerian?
That's also a nationality.
Okay, wait, okay. Was he...
Looking for a race. It starts with white.
Okay.
Ends with white.
Shit. Okay, I need another clue.
He was white, y'all.
He was white.
White dude in Minnesota.
Lost his shit.
Killed
2 people. Shot him 9 times.
Killed Hortman was her name. She's a a Minnesota legislator, and then
her
husband,
yes,
and then while in the, I'm not sure which house he got caught at, but the other house he went to, he injured Hoffman and his wife.
Right, that's the one he shot 9 times and they survived.
Oh wow! But either way, on the way out of one of the locations, because after the first shooting, law enforcement in the area began checking on other legislators, and cops roll up at this other location, and he's coming out of the building in a Freddy Krueger mask or some shit, and exchanges fire with the cops, escapes through the back, runs back in the house, escapes through the back, and was able to be on the lam for 2-3
This is
days.
The wild part. His wife, they let his wife go. His wife had passports in the car, cash passports in the car, and ammo. And they were like, nothing to see here. Let her go.
Where you going?
They let her go. So,
well, I mean, and listen, those things aren't illegal.
But check this out. They're saying it's not going to be first-degree murder, even though they showed he planned it, he plotted it, everything.
It's premeditated.
It's second-degree murder. They are
because he killed 2 people.
No, it's second
1 degree, 2 degrees.
No, it's second. It should be first-degree murder, and it should be It's not. He's going it down for second-degree murder.
Either way, this is the hypocrisy of it, because this man, in the time.
Oh, he's a Republican, by the way, you motherfuckers.
According to, first of all, he was living in a house with 4 other grown ass men, which is odder than the Odd Couple, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this is Felix and Oscar, and then 2 other dudes,
and 2 other
that just eat pizza all day. But here's the thing, okay? He's living with these 4 dudes. One of the roommates was like, he's a Trump supporter, because people have tried to paint him as a liberal. That's what they always do. That they try and paint him as a liberal.
They project,
and it's really,
it wasn't.
All of this right wing conservative rhetoric leads towards violence, and like you said, there is this horde of cracker monkeys in the woods of all of America.
I think that's a little racist. I call them cracker monkeys.
All right, I'm sorry to all the monkeys out there. I did not mean to downgrade your evolutionary accomplishments. The one
we've been using, snow heathens.
Okay,
come on,
rice mites.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what you were saying was a little over the line. Probably going to get us flagged.
My bad.
All right, man.
Albino roaches. Listen.
Wow.
They have this violent, and if you say the right words and you get them drummed up, they will go out and do violence, while also being an evangelist, a Christian. Like, there are videos of him preaching.
Oh no, he's a wackadoo
all over the world.
But that's not the only thing about it. It's how the right wing and MAGA are trying to say that, well, you Democrats drove him to it. Okay, you Democrats drove us to do January 6th. You Democrats drove us to fucking stab cops.
With your logic and your trying to feed old people.
With your Trump flag.
Meals on Wheels has got to die. These motherfuckers, bro. So it's like such hypocritical bullshit.
Right. It's hypocrisy, but they've been hypocrites for a long time. They always talk about, well, it's the most qualified. And then they put in a staff that's the most mediocre motherfuckers in the world. But I'm saying, pertaining to this murder, a killing, I think that it's going to juice up a lot more people to go, well, hey, this might be the way to go about it, to scare these Democrats into
and
place.
Listen, it doesn't miss me that
you don't think so.
Well, the parallels between this and Luigi, let's say, right? Where
Luigi,
but yeah, okay. So here's the thing.
Good looking kid though.
Also, but it's like, I think while we recognized when that happened, we recognized like why he did it, and a lot of people on the left, were praising it up to certain degrees.
Good hair though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that I ever.
I'm sure he's getting some good pussy in jail right now.
I'm just wow. Or he is good pussy in jail.
Either way.
But no, I'm just saying. I think that the narrative for Luigi was out there like full blast.
Well,
but the right wing are not blasting this dude.
I mean, but also it's like Luigi attacked and allegedly assassinated.
Allegedly.
The head of a company. It was like a symbolic assassination in which he's really attacking an industry that has been fucking people over for decades now, which is the healthcare industry.
Right.
So for all of you out there who know, like my mother can't get, sort of qualified for back care that she needs. My mother is turning into a question mark. Okay, she comes to the door. I'm like, look up, Ma. She's like, nice shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she's like trying to get care for her back.
Let me tell you something, man. Your mom is dope.
I know. I'm saying she can't
say she's a question mark.
I'm saying she can't get the health care that she needs to help straighten her back out. Right. And Luigi was expressing those things. And we know that millions upon millions upon millions of Americans,
the same stuff.
Red, blue, libertarian, green, whatever the fuck color you are, it people can relate to that.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. This shit, though, is like, you didn't agree with some Democrats for doing something.
Well, I mean, it's the devil's advocate shit. I mean, they like that trigger warning of, hey, this is why I got to kill these Democrats. Can we say this on?
Yeah, I mean, killing politicians is different than assassinating a CEO.
But
I'm not saying either is right. That's a main point here too. Either I'm not endorsing it. Hey, I'm not saying he should have done it, but I understand.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying, right? But either way, there is this. So all I was saying is like I'm not missing the parallels between the two,
right?
Because I've heard.
That's what I was.
I've just heard right wingers bring up Luigi as if they're absolutely equivalent or something like that, but it's not. And then when you have like Mike Lee, a representative from Texas, who basically mocks the assassination of fellow politicians.
Yeah.
Somebody
but he's not censured. He's not kicked out. They just asked him to apologize. That's why I'll say it in my Shangri. That's why the Democrats get on my fucking nerves. Man, y'all.
One of them stepped up. She got in his face, but it's still just words.
One.
But
they should jump this motherfucker when he walks outside of an Applebee's. They should be out there with brass knuckles and like warrior T-shirts and just like come out and play and just start bombing on him.
Ultimately, I think this issue of these assassinations, or an assassination of one politician in Minnesota and the attempted assassination of another, gets us to the main issue in this goddamn country: gun control.
No.
This motherfucker obviously should have never had access to weapons or should have been checked on at some fucking point.
No.
Damani Jones says brass knuckles hurt.
Well, yeah.
What have you been through, brother? You got hit with brass knuckles? Dude?
I asked you for another packet of ketchup. Didn't I ask you? Don't make me ask you again.
Lump you up with the knuckles, dog.
Yeah, if I don't get another pack of ketchup, I'm coming back in this motherfucking McDonald's and beat everybody's ass.
Happy Meal my ass. But yeah, gun control is just another issue. And I'm not gonna lie. On No Kings Saturday, I didn't go out and protest. I went to a gun range. And guess what? That bitch was packed at 10 a.m. We had to wait for a stall.
Really?
Bro, let me tell you something. So while I am exercising my 2A rights,
he's a gun owner.
I also realize that, and have for years, that we do need more control, right? Like there are obviously people, every time these shootings come up, whether a mass shooting or an assassination, Luigi shouldn't have had a gun. He probably needed a little bit more therapy.
But he was from a wealthy family and they could have got a gun. I've been saying this on this show for at least a month and a half. If we just went back to like ninja stars and nunchucks and stuff like that,
it's different.
It's different.
Yeah,
because I mean,
when you got to go pull the star back out
and then you got to throw it at somebody else.
Yeah.
You don't want to get the blood from one person.
You're gonna think twice about those stars.
If somebody threw a star into your forehead, the chances of you doing something else bad is slim and none.
That's what it is, y'all. But we are turning quickly into an assassin nation. This is harkening back to the 60s where you saw Kennedy, Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all assassinated.
Yeah.
This is we're getting into a space again where people think, and I'm blaming you, John Wick and Jack Reacher.
By the way, ballerina, thumbs up.
I get it, but these dudes think they can, a gun solves every problem and that they can go out and make a difference. And it's just not like that, y'all.
Well,
Savage AF, man, fuck your feelings, facts matter. Black Pedro, comedian Shang. Follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/c/Savage AF World, all one word.
And make sure you follow us on Instagram at comedian Shang, at Black Pedro. Make sure you follow, share, and when you do that, guess what happens? Every time you have an orgasm, an angel sings. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna we got 2 more segments. We're gonna speed through these really quickly because one of them blew my mind. This is my Black Pedro pop in for today. In the after mix, we'll do you have it out? Oh shit, he's ready to go.
He's like,
hey, this your boy Black Pedro popping in, hey, with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Yeah, man. It's your boy Black Pedro with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'. I'm drunk.
Sauced.
What the fucker Carlson just happened?
Yeah.
Bro, have you guys seen this clip?
I've seen the clip.
It has gone viral, which, by the way, RFK will never be able to protect us against. Viral. Recently, fucker Carlson, who I was easily ready to put up as the worst human being to ever be given skin. Like, I don't, there's so many candidates.
Yeah,
like,
but
he's definitely, he was in my top 5 of fuck yous.
Yeah.
Sat down with, also in my top 5 of fuck yous, also a fellow alum of my alma mater, Ted fucking Cruz.
Ugh.
Who I'm hoping to see at a reunion one day so I can slap a beer out of his hand and pee on his neck.
Yeah. Right.
But they literally sat down recently. And this is what we were talking about, the Middle East situation.
Yeah.
And how this is starting to cause, fractures and fissures in this movement.
Yeah, MAGA against MAGA.
Is they sat down and Tucker Carlson like blew Ted Cruz out the water and made him look like Ted Cruz is so horrible as he made Tucker Carlson look good.
I never thought I'd be like, I kind of liked it. I like Tucker.
No, and at no point did I do that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, you said
fucker Carlson. I hope you get hit by a bus full of lasagna tonight. Okay, but here's the thing: Tucker Carlson realistically asked Ted Cruz some very simple questions, like how many people live in Iran, and Ted Cruz nonchalant, he's like, I don't know that shit. Fuck.
Why would you ask me that?
Shit are you talking about? Why would I need to know that? And he's like, well, if you're trying to go over and overthrow a country, you should probably know how many people are there. 92 million, Tucker threw at him.
How many troopers are on the Death Star?
Whatever.
I don't know.
How many Siths are there? There's always 2.
There's always 2.
But in this exchange, fucker Carlson of all people exposes that Ted Cancun Cruz doesn't know a fucking thing about what's going on. These guys are just sort of riding a train to Deathville and are not prepared for a war in that region with this entity. Like I said, that's already connected with Russia in a security agreement. And I don't know if they don't care. Hey, I feel like Ice Cube at the end of Boys in the Hood. Either they don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the Middle East, dog. But
Ricky!
these motherfuckers are not qualified, educated
at all.
Enough
Nobody's
to
qualified.
Be in the positions they are in.
Not qualified. Bobert, not qualified.
But it terrifies me that I'm in a world where now Tucker Carlson, fucker Carlson, is coming back around and sounding rash. This is the man that got fired from Fox because he's essentially the reason why they had to pay over $780 million to Dominion voting systems because of the lies they spread. And he spread lies on TV and then went in court and was like, I'm an entertainment show. We're not news. Bitch, you call Fox News.
Yeah.
It's called Fox News. And they every time this shit, Rudy Giuliani did that shit. All his election fraud shit out in public, they were like fraud.
Yeah,
and then they went to court and were like, we're not saying this fraud.
It's not Rudy Giuliani, it's Nosferatu.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Dracula.
Yeah.
But my bad. I didn't know disrespect to vampires out there.
Vampires is like,
but that's and that's what their base doesn't realize or hasn't realized is that they have been lying all the time in the public, and then they go into these court situations and they have to tell the truth or you're going to fucking jail. So Tucker Carlson Fucker Carlson. I'm sorry, I keep mispronouncing his name. Fucker Carlson goes like into court. And is like, I'm just entertainment, dog. But the whole time lied about the voter fraud. And now he's coming around back to some sort of rational, he's a accredited journalist type shit.
Ted Cruz. I think it was a personality thing with Ted Cruz.
But they're equal dickhead. They're in the same dickhead club.
He's going to continue to be the monarch of dickheadom. I don't know if that's a word.
So I don't either. But all words are made up.
So I watched it and I sat there and went, he's trying to go back to the center. I think that Tucker Carlson's trying to go back to the center.
There is no center.
No one will welcome him. But Ted Cruz showed his level of incompetency to an epic level. And that's what I was sitting there going. I was loving it. I wish they would have just broke a pool cue and just start fighting each other.
I'm telling you, there is no center anymore. I already told y'all I grew up in the 80s. Okay. This is G.I. Joe or Cobra, Transformer, Decepticon, He-Man, or Skeletor. Ain't not a fucking thing in the middle.
Wait a minute, hold up. Skeletor was kind of dope, man.
He was funny.
Yeah, he was funny.
He had a sense of humor. I'm not gonna lie about that.
His laugh made me laugh.
Yeah, it's kind of
come on, man.
But he doesn't have skin on his face.
That part's
you can't roll to the club with that dude.
Yeah. And you know
what?
Gonna
scare all the women away.
Let's be real. Cobra got some dope outfits. The leather jackets, come on, the leather jackets with the little Cobra pin.
You can't fight no war in that shit.
You know what I'm saying? With the Cobra pin on there.
Bro, if you get over to Iran in that shit, you're gonna pass out in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is between these extremely dichotomized, polarized entities, there is no middle ground. So I don't know how Fucker Carlson got there, but it's blowing my mind.
I love it
to watch the break, but it does represent the breakdown of the MAGA schema, and it's going to fall apart somehow, some way.
No, it does not. Wow. Okay, before I go into the Shangri, let me address you. Stop.
That's my popping.
The MAGA is not. There is nothing that's going to sway these fucking psychos. There is nothing going to sway them. Bro. You've seen all of the bad shit. I even said it before on stage, and somebody wanted to fight me. I said Trump could go in the middle of the street and finger bang a baby, and they still would try to come up with some reason that he did that. There must have been a reason. The baby was constipated, and he was just trying to help the baby loosen up his fucking shit.
She wasn't a baby, but he did finger bang somebody illegally.
Yeah.
In that,
and we already know
that case.
Once Elon releases those fucking files, I can't wait to
and what even E. Jean Carroll, right? Like he owes her over $80 million.
Oh no, she states he's gonna have to pay the $5 million. The judge already said
$5. No, it's 80.
No, the $5 million, the first one.
No,
then she has to go back in pretending to the other 80 something change. But the $5 million, he tried to appeal it, and they said no, you got to pay her. No, you got to pay her. So I hope that she gets paid, and then buys a whole bunch of shit. And after all what she went through. But I still think, nah, man, MAGA ain't gonna change. I was at a comedy club in Clarksville, Tennessee, and there was a MAGA person there, and there's nothing you could say to that person.
That's why I don't debate.
I'm like, why'd you stay my whole show? You saw what I was saying on stage, and he stayed the whole show just to come over and try to debate with me. And I was tired, so the debate lasted about maybe 2 minutes. So I was like, fuck out my face, man. Fuck out my face.
That's man. Really all we have to say.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, you know, some of the things you said on stage that was wrong, and it was wrong of you to say that. We want to get those immigrants out, and if you're one of them, maybe you should get out of here too. And I was like, and that's when the get the fuck out my face happened.
Yeah.
You
You should have knocked out his one tooth.
Yeah.
And he would spend the rest of the night looking for it. Yeah. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. That's your Black Pedro popping for today. I'm gonna pass it to you, man.
And we got 1 minute.
Get it. I mean, you know.
No. Fuck it.
Let them know. Get your feelings out.
Yeah. But go with this.
By the way, this is also our therapy because healthcare doesn't pay for it.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't pay for it. It's too expensive.
No.
You know what? I'm gonna let y'all know something. This Shangri is reason I said the end of the world as we know it. The reason that I'm mad is the Democrats see all this fuckery going on, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna ever become a Republican or a right wing or MAGA, but god damn it, when are y'all gonna knuckle up? We need more people like that come in and say the truth. The fuck is wrong with you? You see them saying wrong shit in the hearings, and what do you do? What do you do? My esteemed colleague, when are we gonna start calling these people lying ass bitches? You lying ass bitch. You know you lying bitch. Gnome, you fucking lying bitch. Your mama bitch. Start calling names. I want to see a little bit more profanity on the House floor. A little bit more profanity and a little bit more. I'm not saying condoning violence, but just a few smacks in the face or something. You know you lying. You know the big beautiful bill is full of shit. Smack in the face.
Big back.
Look, I'm not going to cut Medicaid. You lying, bitch. Smack in the face. I want to see more of that.
Jasmine Crockett's about that. What she call her? A big back,
blonde,
blonde butch
back,
body.
Big back, butch.
It's a lot of bees.
A lot of bees, but big bison.
There's a few. AOC's got some smoke.
Yeah.
Jasmine Crockett got some smoke.
There's maybe 5 of them. There's 5 Democrats that actually talk that shit. The reason that they're becoming superstar, and he's the old guy that should be in every Mel Brooks movie. What?
Bernie.
That's my dog. Bernie talks that shit.
Dog.
Bernie. But I would like to see Bernie say, "You know you're lying. Shut up, Ted Cruz. Suck my old balls."
Mashugana.
How about that? I want you to take some matzah and put it on my balls and lick it off.
May the Schwartz be with you.
I want to see them come at him a little bit harder. And the reason I'm mad is because they keep saying my esteemed colleague. I want to work across the aisle with them. I want to meet them halfway.
The aisle is
Fuck
dead.
that. Sorry, we cannot meet you halfway. There's no more meeting them halfway when you're dragging fucking people from Home Depot and taking babies out of people's arms and choking them out and putting fucking handcuffs on women that were just there trying to protect their child. And why are we still trying to work with these motherfuckers? It's time. There's more of us than them. There's more sane people, I think, than them. So let's start fucking knuckling up. You Democrats, stop that bullshit. I want a few more bitches. I want you to call people that are hoes. If they hoes, call them hoes. If they bitches, they bitches. If you a lying motherfucker, say lying motherfucker. Say it. If you got to get bleeped, it happens.
For a second, you started to sound like Morris Day in Purple Rain. I want to see some asses wiggling. I want to see some sweat.
Perfection. Listen, Democrats.
Sex shooter.
Damn, you actually sang the song. I want to see a little bit more fight from the Democrats. It can't be 5 or 6 Democrats. Out of all the Democrats, all you little soft ass, yogurty ass Democrats, start calling these motherfuckers out for their lies to their face. Check them. Hegseth, don't let him get away with one fucking lie. Every time he lie, say, listen, bitch, you drunk ass alcoholic. Call him a name, you alcoholic. That's what the fuck you are. And that's what I wanted to see happen. Democrats, if you need any coaching, my Instagram is @comedianshank. DM me.
Miyu, thank you for joining. She says, I've watched them go off, especially in the House. And I do think in the House, because the House is a little different. It's ghetto. Yeah, it's like too many of them. It's only 50 senators, but in the House, they be like, bitch, I'm from Missouri. Yeah. Like, they don't really give a fuck. So there are some voices out there, but I agree. Yeah, there needs to be a sort of shift away from this. Because like I said, there is
bring more shift.
There is no middle. There's no more middle.
Right.
So there's no, the aisle is dead.
You know what? Pedro said this. We did this about a year ago. Like, what else y'all need to see? What else do you need to see with these motherfucking corrupt ass criminals? flat out criminals. Oh yeah, a $400 million plane. What's wrong with that? It's going to cost $1 billion to retrofit that motherfucker.
And it's 13 years old.
Yeah, so yeah,
it ain't even a new. It's not a new plane. That was not a new plane. That's bro. That's the shit they had in it, bro. That was the old school they had in the yard. Like, you know, your homie got like a fucking 76 Grand Prix, and he's like, one day I'm gonna get this bitch right. Yeah, that's what they were like. They were like, yeah, I'm gonna throw some rims on it, get a new paint job, and then he came along like, can I have it? And they were like, yeah, if you want.
If you know it's corrupt and you know it's wrong, say it. I'm sick of it. What did the guy Love?
Questlove?
No, Blow. His name is
Charles Blow.
Charles Blow said, how do you meet a bigot halfway? You don't. When they go low, you knee them in the face, and that's what I want to see.
Knee on their neck.
Knee on their neck, period.
9 minutes. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. That's your Shangri for today. That's your show for today. Black Pedro. Shang.
Share, subscribe, hold your loved ones, eat more kale.
Get guns. We'll be back.
Where did that come from?
The Second Amendment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There we go, guys. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, in between time, just some words of advice. If you are white and you voted for Donald Trump, you are either really, really rich, really, really racist, or both. If you are not white and you voted for Donald Trump, you are either really, really rich or fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Deuces.
We're out.